Namaste students, my name is James Dr. Neeraj Dholia, Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. So today our topic of discussion is solar drying, and this is related with the subject renewable energy and green technology. So let's start. So solar drying is a possible replacement for sun drying. Okay, so there are two terms. One is the sun drying and second is the solar drying. So there is a slightly difference in the sun drying in the solar drying. Whatever we perform in our houses is the sun drying, not the solar drying. Solar drying having a standard dehydration processes. So in terms of sun drying, solar drying is competing with an approach that is deeply entrenched in the way of life for most potential users. Sun drying is by no means a perfect process with problems arising due to the potential contamination of the procedure, variability in drying times, rain damage, and many other problems. However, some of the regions proposed uh, for the lack of success in the adoption of the solar drying uh, are we are discussing here that dryers have often been too expensive or initial investment capital or loan facilities were unavailable. Solar dryers have often been too complicated or poor training of local entrepreneurs and technicians was provided. Solar dryers again they have often required too big changes from the traditional methods. Solar dryers have not been built for long-term use, and there is a lack of incentive to improve the quality of the product. Sorry, people are willing to pay nearly the same amount for the discolored or damaged foods, and there is therefore no incentive for the products to risk higher amounts of money in a dryer when there is not a great return. So when comparing solar drying to the conventional dehydration processes, a new range of issues arises, like solar dryers must provide the equivalent performance to that of the conventional processes in terms of capacity, labor input, the quality of the final product, the total drying cost, and reliability. So a backup heating system should be installed to ensure the drying during the critical periods when the weather is not good. There are some advantages of solar drying. That's why it is followed in various companies. So the higher temperature, movement of the air, and lower humidity increases the rate of drying, and food is enclosed in the dryer and therefore protection from dust, insects, birds, and the animals. The higher temperature deters the insects, and the faster drying rate reduces the risk of spoilage by the microorganisms. The higher drying rate also give a higher throughput of food and hence a smaller drying area required. So the dryer are waterproof and the food does not therefore need to be moved when it rains. Dryers can be constructed from locally available materials and are relatively low cost, and more complete drying allows low storage. So let's talk about the process during the sun drying and process during the solar drying. So in the sun drying, exposing agricultural products to wind and sun is the preservation method practiced over the centuries throughout the world. Cereals, legumes, green forages, and are dried in the field immediately after harvesting. Fruits, vegetables, spices, and marine products are as well as the threshed grains are spread out in thin layers on the ground or trays, respectively. Other methods include hanging the crop underneath a shelter or on trees or on racks in the field. So better understanding of the processes during solar drying, the process of sun drying is described. During sun drying, heat is transferred by convection from the surrounding air and by absorption of direct and diffuse radiation on the surface of the crop. The converted heat is partially conducted to the interior, increasing the temperature of the crop, and partly used for effective migration of water and vapor from the interior of the surface. The remaining amount of energy is used for the evaporation of the water at the surface or lost to emit via convection and radiation. The evaporated water has to be removed from the surrounding or of the crop by natural convection supported by wind forces. So this was about the sun drying. Now let's understand the process during the solar drying. So the objective of a dryer is to supply the product with more heat than is available under the ambient conditions, thereby increasing the sufficiently the vapor pressure of the moisture held within the crop and decreasing significantly the relative humidity of the drying air, and thereby increasing its moisture carrying capacity and ensuring sufficiently low equilibrium moisture content. Air which is drawn through the dryer by natural convection, it is heated as it passes through the collector and then partly cooled as it picks up moisture from the grains. So what are the various types of the solar dryers available? So we are talking here about the classification of the solar dryers. Okay. So all drying systems can be classified primarily according to their operating temperature ranges. The two main groups of high temperature dryers and low temperature dryers. So, however, dryers are more commonly classified broadly according to their heating sources into fossil fuel dryers and solar energy dryers. Strictly all practically realized design of high temperature dryers are fossil fuel powered, while the low temperature dryers are either fossil fuel or the solar energy based system. So to classify the various types of the solar dryers, it is necessary to simplify the complex construction and various modes of operation to the basic principles. So solar dryers can be classified based on the some criterias. So one is the mode of air movement, and next exposure to insulation. Next one is the direction of airflow, then arrangement of the air dryer, and then status of solar contribution. So solar dryers can be classified primarily according to their heating modes and the manner in which the solar heat is utilized. In broad terms, they can be classified into two major groups, namely the active solar energy drying system and the passive solar energy drying system. So most types of which are often termed hybrid solar dryers are the active solar energy drying system, and the passive solar energy drying system, they are conventionally termed natural circulation solar drying system. So three different subclasses of either the active or passive solar drying system can be identified. Uh, One is the integral type solar dryer, then uh, distributed type solar dryer, and then mixed mode solar dryers. Okay. So we are talking one by one. First is the passive solar dryers. So passive solar dryers are also called the natural circulation or natural convection system. They are generally of a size appropriate for on-farm use. They can be either direct, example the tent and box dryer, or indirect, like cabinet dryer. So natural circulation solar dryers depend for their operation entirely on the solar energy. In such systems, solar heated air is circulated through the crop by buoyancy forces or as a result of wind pressure, acting either singly or in the combination. So the examples of passive solar dryers are, first one is the tent dryer, then second is the box dryer, then next one is the seesaw dryer, and next one is the cabinet solar dryer. So these were the example of passive solar dryer. Then in the active solar dryer, there are some examples. Like active ventilated cabinet solar dryers and cabinet dryers with backup heating. So these are the two examples of the active solar dryer systems. Okay. So these were about the solar drying system. I hope you are satisfied with this detailed session, and the related notes are also uploaded on the portal. So if you feel some problem, you can comment in the comment box. And this session is powered by Digital Version 2, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Thank you.